This is an episode of, not sure what I'm going to call it. Hunley's garage, Aaron's garage, I'm not real sure. But I want to put this guy together. I've got different things like these battery boxes and solar panels. I took the scooter apart, put it back together, and I'd like to get rid of the scooter and the jet ski and then get some other things in here. What would be awesome is to go get some, a dirt bike or four-wheeler or jet skis and basically kind of tear them down and put them back together. I think it'd be neat to try to clean the outside of the engine, the inside of the engine. But I guess what would be cool is to go get some different things, tear them down, put them back together, and kind of raffle them off for viewers. Not sure, if you could get a shirt or some merchandise, and then that enters you in to win whatever it is, and then can raffle it off and give stuff away. But that's kind of my dream. So what I'm going to do next is start working on this jet ski and get it going. Well, good morning, guys. What I've got here is a 1987, I believe, Kawasaki Jet Ski 650SX, and I bought it just about like what it looks like. I had to send the case off, and I had a new crank and bearings and everything put in, and then when I was rebuilding it, I had the chance to get a PJS cylinder kit. So I got a 700cc PJS cylinder, an extrude honed manifold, dual carburetors. I got the case induction block off kit. I got the PJS tuned pipe. There's also a, if you can see it back in there, I don't know if you can, there is a PJS water box. I got the head. Now the one thing that I couldn't find was the gasket, and somebody had sent this copper gasket into Kinetic, and they ended up cutting one out for me out of copper, so I got two of them. I've got a gasket kit. I got a hone, some honing oil, some Loctite. I got new bolts. I got new grips. There's the K&N filter. I also have a new impeller, scoop grate, and ride plate. And put a new battery in there. So what I'm trying to do here is get this guy back together. And so this was sitting, and a guy put it together for me, and he used, I don't know what it was, this stuff right here, but it didn't stick. So I'm gonna work on trying to get that. Oh, he put it in here too. But this gasket set that I've got should work, that one, and in the head. So I've got to take that off, and it doesn't look like he used it for the carbs. So I've got to take this off and clean all of this up. And I ended up getting new stainless steel washers and copper nuts. And so I think it'll probably take me an hour to put this together and probably 3 hours to clean it up. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to, I guess, get this off and then totally clean this up. And then I'm gonna pull the carbs off as well, and make sure we got good gaskets everywhere. And I'll bring you along with me. All right, so my work area is to be desired, but put a clean t-shirt up here, and I'm gonna go ahead and start to take the exhaust manifold off and the carbs, and then we'll work on getting this guy cleaned up. Well, I underestimated the time. I'm glad I'm taking everything apart, because this exhaust manifold, the guy took off my gasket and used some more of that, I call it balloon stuff. And then I don't think there was a gasket on the exhaust, and these had some. I don't think he took those apart, but I'm gonna pull and clean the carbs. I don't know how I'm gonna get this back together because I can't, there's not enough room to get a wrench. I think what I'm gonna have to do is take off, get me another one of these and file it off so I can put this back together. But glad I'm pulling it apart and gonna clean all this up. These are my reed valves and everything. We've got some good gaskets in here left. Try to clean all that up and then clean the carbs up. So I think what I'm gonna do next is, this bolt broke off. That's for the exhaust to hold it on, so I'll have to work on getting it out. But I gotta get all this crap off somehow. It's pretty easy because it's not sticking. I don't know if I don't even know what that stuff is, but I want to get it all off of here. So I'm going to work on cleaning everything up. Well, I ended up kind of rearranging some things. I got a parts washer here. Kind of got some degreaser and some stuff in there. I've got this carb. I got it pulled apart and cleaned all the needles. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one back together and then clean this up and then go ahead and clean this up. I got a lot of the, I call it balloon compound off of everything. I took a razor blade and carefully kind of scraped it off. So I've got a lot of this stuff cleaned up. I just want to run it through the parts washer. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and I'll check back in. So putting this back together, I'm using this one as a model. It's kind of different, at least for me anyway. It's got that thing down in there. We've got our little jets I got to put in here. Just couldn't quite remember where they all go. And this is the float, so it'll go inside of here. I can't see, and trying to do this with the camera kind of sucks too, so putting that in there. And then this guy will go, some of what I needed to know is just the direction of that. So, and then this guy right here, I've got this gasket. This sets down over the top, and one side's flat and one side's grooved. So I couldn't remember. So it looks like the flat side up. So I'll go ahead and turn this over. So I just got done running everything through the parts washer. I haven't had one of those, but I haven't really done this before yet either, but cleans it up. This aluminum still got some grease that's like, it's pitted in there, but the rest of this stuff cleans up pretty well. There's some exhaust smoke in there or whatever. But the cylinder, I got it cleaned up and then ready to hone. I ended up putting the honing oil on the cylinder. What I want to do is I've got the flex hone. I want to hone that, and then I've taken the pistons and I've lubed them up, cleaned everything up, and want to put it back together. My hope is, there's just a little bit of scarring on here, is that I can go ahead and use the piston and rings again because they look good, hone this up just to seal it up, and then rebuild it with all of the right gaskets and put it all back together, and we'll see how she runs. So I just used my flex hone and went in and out about 20 some times and cleaned it up. And I think it put put the good lines in there. There was some scoring in here and I can't fill any of it with my finger anymore. So I'm gonna wash this one more time and then I'm gonna start reassembling. Well guys, I just got the cylinder on there and that was not easy. No way to really get a compression tool in there, but I think I'm gonna have good compression. This is sounds good. So now I printed off the torque sheet. So I'll get a torque wrench out and I'll go ahead and bolt those down. I did get in here somewhere. I think it's these guys right here. Got stainless steel bolts for that, so I'm gonna go ahead and get those in. Well, the specs say 25-inch foot-pounds, and you do them from the center out. So I got those bolts down in there. I got blue Loctite on them. Got them in. So now a carburetor head manifold. Well, it's going to put the head gasket on. I should have opened this a while ago. It was hidden underneath it here. It says coat both sides with, I don't know what that is. So I'm going to look and see if I can get that at a auto parts store. Otherwise I got to order it. Well, it's a new day and I got the sealer and I put a coat on the cylinder on the bottom side of the copper gasket, the top side of the copper gasket. Now I got to put some on that and then mate them together and then torque it down to whatever cylinder head nuts, 22 foot-pounds. So I'm gonna do that next. All right, here's an update. So I got carbs in the engine in. Now I'm fighting to get the pipe. I gotta get it in that nozzle and attached to the motor. I might have to pull the motor back out to get it in. It's tough. Once I get that in, I think I'm ready to fire it up. Well, it's 11 o'clock at night and finally got that pipe in. I got the battery in, put gas in. The primer, it primes, but then it comes out here, but it fired up. And because this is a modified motor and it's got a tune pipe and the I replaced the stock water box with a modified one, it is loud. So I'll fire it up in the morning, but I got to go to bed. It's 11 o'clock. I'm gonna take my kids to the ortho at 7, but I'll come home and fire it up. And unfortunate chain of events. My uncle passed away, and so we've got a funeral to go to tomorrow. And we're gonna have some family come up actually to Lake House. And so I think I'm gonna try to bring this up and we'll give it a ride. So here she is, got her going. A little loud, ready for the water.